gamers, and we're here over here at Art 85's house today, and we're doing a 2 versus 2, 1850 per person. So what does that kind of add up to there, mathematician? A lot of points versus a lot of points. And I got JKPZ28 with me today, playing his Grey Knights. I'm playing my Imperial Guard list, and over here we got Carl and Anthony Ryan. And what are y'all playing?
I've got my Tau 1850 list, a couple of Riptides and such, and Anthony Ryan, what you bringing?
I brought my guard, I got air cab, and a bunch of long range support.
Alright, what's the standard mission we're bringing today, Carl? You brought it from, where did we get this mission?
This is one of the guys from California. I keep forgetting their dang podcast name. It's the, anyway, it's the, we're playing 2 book missions at one time. It's going to be the Emperor's Will and Crusade. Emperor's Will, we have 1 objective in our deployment zones each, and then for the Crusade, there's 3 objectives in the center deployment area in the no man's land. So our tertiary objectives, of course, are going to be First Blood, Slay the Warlord, and Line Breaker. So the total of 10 points available. If you get 4 points for the primary, which is Emperor's Will, if you get the secondary, you'll get 3 points, and then there's 3 points for each tertiary objective.
If you saw also, we extended the table. This is a 4x8 table today with the amount of points we have. So it'll give us a little more room and options to, and we won't be as crowded up on the table. So we're going to be coming in at the end of every first round, and we'll give y'all a good battle report on this. So stay tuned.
Turn 1, Imperial Guard and Tau. The Guard open up with their big guns. It's night fighting, so not everything could shoot. But the Mana Core, which is hidden back here, nicely hidden by the way, blew up a Chimera over here. We had to force these guys to like fall out on the ground there. They're not pinned. Killed 2 Knights also. We also had some success with the Master of Ordnance, who's inside a Chimera. He was able to get some results on 2 Chimeras over there.
And a Dreadnought.
Yes. What did I get? 2 weapons destroyed.
You pop. You made one where it can't shoot. You destroyed a weapon, and he's shaking and stirred.
Right.
Can't move, can't shoot.
And I had 2 Lehman Russes over here fire, but they made their saves because it's nighttime. I think I might have killed 1 Grey Knight.
You did.
So it's not a total wash. But that's pretty good for night fighting, I think.
Hey, tell them about one thing. About the Master of Ordnance. You're using him to twin link it. That's a good strategy right there.
Yeah, the company commander is using Bring It Down on his own unit. Since Master of Ordnance is a part of his unit, that means he could twin link his big boom plate. I didn't have to use it this turn, but it's good in case you do, because the guy misses a lot.
Okay.
So what you got there, Carl?
Guys, on my part of turn 1, these crew came in and they infiltrated right there. They shot their sniper shots at that Chimera, however it did nothing. The Sky Ray here shot a missile at the other Chimera and actually did nothing, but the Riptide got into the side armor and hit it with a boosted heavy bolt burst cannon and blew it up, got the crew out. He was supported by these Pathfinders who shot marker lights over there. The Fire Warriors here shot on the squad over there and killed 2 guys. These guys right here, the commander gave them tank hunter. They turned around and they blew up that Chimera, glanced them, got the crew out. These Fire Warriors right here shot at the squad and killed 2. And the crew right here were out of range, so they didn't shoot nobody. The burst cannon on this shot at the Rifleman Dread, didn't do anything. And these Pathfinders shot 3 marker lights at the Rifleman Dread. I took 3 seeker missiles off of the Sky Ray and shot him. I got 1 glance, but he made a save. So that's it for us. Our end of turn 1. Pretty productive, I would say. Let's see what happens on the counterfire.
This is the end of the Imperial Guard and Grey Knight's first turn. For me, I moved up this squad. I fired on his crew. Because of night fighting, he had a really good cover save, so Carl didn't lose any crew. My Dreadnought moved up into the rubble, shot over at his riptide, and he caused 1 wound. My other squad here simply ran up to get cover. They didn't fire. They did a move and a run. And the Venerable Dreadnought shot and put a wound on his other riptide. And that was pretty much it for the Grey Knights. I still have most of my points off the board. Hopefully it'll get better for us in turn 2. But here's Hinkle.
Alright, this side I had my quad guns here. They fired onto the riptide. Did a couple wounds, but then he saved them. Shot the Lehman Russ. Rolled a 1 just like Carl said I would. I ran these guys up here to get some cover behind the Aegis line. Over here I did the same thing. I moved this up 12 and popped smoke because I'm out of range to do any fire. I moved my command squad behind these ruins over here because it was shaking. I popped smoke with them. These guys I kind of kept back here in this quarter trying to maybe slow down the advancement of Kroot that may outflank here. I moved this guy up 12 and popped smoke on him as well. And now we just pray to the Emperor.
Needs to be a long, solemn prayer.
Hey, he came through the other day.
Alright guys, on our turn 2, what happened, we'll start here to the left. Skyray, marker lighted, Cody has a squad and shot at him, didn't do anything.
Carl, what did y'all have come in?
Oh, I'm sorry. We had 1 Kroot squad come in from reserve on the far right, and it doubled with the squad that was already there. And what they did was after this Chimera was blown up, they shot the poop out of these guys and killed all but 2 of them. So since we're over here, this marker lighted this vehicle right here and failed to do anything to it. These marker lights right here, marker lighted Cody has his squad down the way and were instrumental in killing off a bunch of them. This riptide was right about here, and it I believe was responsible for doing something. I took a whole point off of that with the riptide. The broadsides killed that 1 Chimera down there with their tank hunter ability. These fire warriors shot at Cody as a squad, killing 1 dude. This squad got to do the triple shot at him, killing off the majority of the squad. And then the Kroot also shot in there and killed off some. So I think that turn we killed 1, 2, 3, 4 people and put 1 wound on Kodiaz, which was pretty sweet. The Riptide here shot at the Dreadnought and failed to do anything with the fusion, but with the heavy burst cannon, he put a took a hull point off, which was the final hull point. And these marker light guys, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what they did. So that was it. So that's it for me.
Anthony, Ryan?
Guard did a lot of shooting this turn. We also had our Vendettas come in, which is a good thing.
Yes, it was.
This Vendetta came in. It has a veteran flamer squad inside. They took some pot shots at Kodiaz. I believe I killed one of his guys after he looked out Sir.
Now,
shot off.
Anthony, Ryan, everybody's wondering, what is on the back of your plane?
What? What? It's just bungee cords. Yeah, it's standard issue.
Is that the new Imperium armor?
Made for Cassians.
Alright, keep going.
Alright. Basilisk back here did some indirect fire on their parking lot. I took some hull points away from 3 vehicles, basically.
Yeah, you put 2 hull points on my Venerable Dreadnought.
Which then Carl finished off.
Yep.
My Mana Corps also fired at those same vehicles, but he missed badly. So this Chimera here took some shots at this other Chimera across the way. I think I put a hull point on him. Under here, the Master of Ordnance is in this Chimera, and he also shot at the tanks over there and put some more hull points on them. So we're chipping away at them. My 2 big tanks here, which are Squadron, shot at some Grey Knights over here.
And they are not dead. I just laid them down, and remember, I went to ground to get my saves.
Right, I ended up killing 2.
Yep.
But I got them on the ground, so they're out to fight for a turn. had 2 more Vendettas come in. I got veteran plasma and veteran melta-guns squads inside.
And we see what happens when you don't have the standard issue bungee cord.
Yeah, it took a dive off the table.
It didn't fare well.
I'll have to be doing some gluing after this game. But this one took out the rifleman dread that used to be up there.
Yep.
This one fired at something. What was it, Justin?
I think you fired at his squad here.
I think it was his Chimera. I don't know. When
I don't
shot,
remember. He did something.
happened, and that's my report.
All right, we'll be back at the end of me and Anthony's turn 2. It's not looking too great for us, but we're gonna make a big comeback here.
All right, y'all, we're finishing up round 2 for Imperial Guard and Grey Knights, and I'm telling you, we really turned it around this round. It was looking bad before this. Let's go ahead and start how we started. In fact, be right here in front of you. We had some reserves come in. I had Marbo come in. I placed him right here so I could get his demolition charge to kind of hit this Lehman Russ here, this Sky Ray, and there was another Lehman Russ here. I ended up, it scattered a little bit, and I ended up hitting the Lehman Russ and the Tau vehicle. I didn't do anything with the Tau vehicle, but I did explode the Lehman Russ, so that was successful here. Marbo made his points. Yay for the Emperor. I then had these 2 Vendettas come in on reserves, and my plan then was to fire on both the other Vendettas. One he evaded, otherwise he would have blown up, so he'll be skyfiring this round. This one fired at the other Vendetta. He exploded it and it scattered off the board, thus killing all the people inside as well. So that was a good move there on our part. I had these guys here lined up. They fired at some of the crew, killed a couple of them. The flamer tank here fired in, killed 2 guys there. I ended up moving the command tank over just a little bit to get a little more cover, hiding him back there a little bit. I moved these guys up here, and I fired at the Riptide. Took a couple wounds on that with some plasma. We'll move down here now. These 2, they couldn't do nothing this round because they were shaken. I had this here. He fired at the Vendetta. He got his cover save, but he failed it. And I ended up glancing him. So that was good there. This squad here, they advanced up and fired a whole bunch of plasma at this Riptide and done 3 wounds, and one of them was a flashlight too, so just remember that. And
Explain to people what a flashlight is.
I call flashlight the las guns because they're little bitty pew-pews. So, you know, strength 3 AP dash, weakest gun of the game. But anyway, that hurt him there. So on to the Grey Knight player, JKPZ.
Alright, for reserves I had squads of Grey Knights and 2 Nemesis Dread Knights come in. I was real happy all of them came in on the same turn. I got really lucky with my drops. I didn't scatter hardly at all, I think except for 1 or 2 of them scattered. They scattered back but made all their tests for hitting terrain. The bad part was they fired on the rear armor, and Carl is awesome and made all his jinx saves, like 4 or 5 of them. This little squad right here fired on the Manticore through the side window at side armor and put, I think, 2 glances in a pin, and Carl didn't pass them. Before that though, the other squad right here shot into it too, and Carl, I think, made all those saves because he was rolling for Anthony Ryan. He had to run out. This Dread Knight landed, and there was a row of Fire Warriors here, but his heavy flamer said he didn't like them too much.
Yeah, there's one little one left.
Yeah, there's one guy that's hanging on for dear life. The other group of Grey Knights dropped in. They shot the side of the Chimera and blew it up. Where we at? These guys still have went to ground, so they're still to ground. And finally, the other Dreadnought dropped in. I'm sorry, Dread Knight dropped in, and I thought I was being all hardcore and flaming his Fire Warriors on the Sky Shield pad, but it's not a cover save, it's an invol save. So Carl got to make some saves, and it sucked, but it was still fun to do. So far, you know, we made a good turn, I think. It's not like it's in hand or anything, but going better. It looked kind of bleak there for a minute.
Talk about the interceptor.
Oh yeah, Carl. Carl fired like everything at my Dread Knight right here when he dropped in. And I mean, Carl, how many shots was it?
There was a bunch. There was
a
more
lot.
than 10. And I think out of all that, I put 1 wound on you.
I made some good rolls. I didn't roll ones, which was 2 up save on the dread, and I think I had to make 2 or 3 involves, and I made them. But it was definitely ridiculous. I mean, Tau, I wouldn't want to. You don't want to drop in on Tau. They're nasty. That was mainly just luck. He should have been dead. But that's it for this round. We'll be back with Carl and Anthony Ryan's round. It'll be the end of turn 3.
Sir, is this turn 3 or 4?
Turn 3.
Turn 3. Alright, my guard was busy. Notice we got people on a grill. Not good. Not good for guard. So my basilisk turned around, direct fired on some Grey Knights that pooped down over here.
Wow, you did a good job.
I took out 3 of them. They made their leadership, huh? So
Yep.
they're still there.
They're still there.
Mana Core got blown to bits. I have a Vendetta here. That's what this is. There's a Vendetta right here. He fired.
My Dreadnought, I thought. Dreadnought.
Where did he fire at?
My Dreadnought.
Did he?
Yeah, he
Put
fired
some
at
wounds on him?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he fired, put some wounds on the Dreadnought here. He has 1 wound left, I think.
Yep.
Which is good for us. Over here, my veterans had to bail out their wrecked vehicle. There are some Grey Knights here who did blow up my vehicle. So they got revenge by wiping out this entire squad with plasma guns and an autocannon. So they're feeling good over here. They're celebrating. Woo! Under here, my Massive Ordnance took a shot at those vehicles back there, deviated 13 inches, and actually killed some guards here instead. And they were pinned because it was a barrage weapon.
Hey, Logan. Can you take... I'm sorry.
These guys didn't do much. Oh yeah, they did. The guys inside with plastic guns said, "Oh my God, it's Marbo," and they shot him. He's dead.
Marbo died.
Barely.
Almost survived going to ground.
Marbo was so awesome. I almost survived 2 plasma wounds. My battle tank took a shot back there at the command Chimera. I tried to penetrate, but it just wasn't enough to get inside. So, all I had left here was a Vendetta. Took some shots at this other Vendetta. I'm evading, so I needed 6s. So what do you know? I missed. Not too bad.
Guard shooting for you.
What about you, Carl?
Alright, I rolled in my final crew squad, which came in back in the far corner and shot the mess out of the Grey Knights there, killing 2. So, the Skyray attempted to shoot a Vendetta out of the sky and did miserably. I don't know why people are really focused in on these are the answer to anything flyer, because they haven't done crap for me in 2 games. My crew were free from shooting the Dread Knight that was here because my Fire Warriors did such a fantabulous job and took him out all by themselves. So they shot the Grey Knights, taking out, I think, one. And then that was that. The Dread Knight, or the Riptide, moved forward in the assault base, assaulted the Chimera, blowing it up, killing 2 guys on the inside. The broadsides couldn't shoot last turn because they shot in the previous turn Interceptor. This guy shot down at some dudes down here, did nothing. They shot at him, and I think we put 1 more wound on him, or not?
No.
This Skyray shot at him and did nothing. And then the Pathfinders came here and killed 2 of the Grey Knights in this little gaggle right here. So pressure's on. That was our turn 3. Stand by for turn 4.
Alright, we had a false intro because I forgot to assault. Carl and them were nice enough to let me go ahead and assault this Skyray. We'll start with that. My troops shot at his rear armor, didn't do anything, he jinked me. Then they just assaulted him, he jinked me, and I got 1 through, and he's shaken and stunned. So that was kind of good. These 2 guys, they shot at the Pathfinders that were up there. The group that's on top now assaulted the Pathfinders and got rid of them. Move over to the Dread Knight. It moved up and shot his heavy flamer and pretty much took out most of that IG squad except for 2 guys. He passed his leadership, unfortunately. Kotez and his little squad, shot at the, you can't see it from over there, but the Master of Ordnance is in this Chimera. I put a second hold point on him. So I've almost got him out of his tank. And these guys moved up, shot at the Riptide, but the Riptide only needs 2s to save against their gun, so it didn't turn out too well. But that's it for me, Hinkle.
All right, we'll start over here. I did have my other Vendetta come on the board, but we'll get over to him in a second. Had this Vendetta move up toward getting range to fire on this Lehman Russ. It didn't do anything at all. Pretty crappy. I had these guys here move up, and they flamed a bunch of crude off of it. This guy right here had a melt-the-gun guy with him, and we shot the Riptide, didn't do a whole lot, but then we tried to assault the Riptide because we're not scared. But apparently we got shot up and this guy passed his leadership, thus proving more that we're not scared. These guys back here, in case you noticed, there was a big holding gap here of where recruit were. This tank moved over and these guys, in combination of both flamers and shots, we killed every single one of these crew. The plasma gun guys we had in the back here was able to do some single shots at the Riptide. I ended up wounding him once or twice. This Vendetta here moved into position to make some shots on his broadsides. That was unsuccessful. This squad here fired onto the Riptide, which now if I remember correctly, they caused a wound. This squad caused one wound. So that was pretty good right there. This Vendetta here fired onto the Riptide that is now not here. I don't think he got any wounds on him. No, he did not. Right here, this Hydra Flak fired at this Vendetta, made him jink, and he passed. And we fired on this Vendetta over here, and everything was unsuccessful with it. The Lehman Russ fired onto the Riptide that was over here and was successful in killing him. These guys here just got up from being pinned last round, so they didn't do anything this round. And that's it for our turn 3. We're starting.
Guys, on our turn 4, I was gonna Nova charge the Riptide, and I did, and killed myself as predicted. So what happened was I had to then take out the flyers the hard way. So basically, this Skyray moved up, marker lighted the rear of this vehicle, and got some good shots in on it, blew it up. Then I snap fired the Pathfinders into the other one, and then used the broadsides to take it down because I got 3 marker-like hits out of all that rapid fire. The crew shot and killed some guys over there. He's the only one left, and these 2 are the crew from the flyer that flapped down. There was a small squad. These guys shot. That's all that's left. The commander shot at the Dread Knight and hit him, but didn't cause any wounds. These guys shot at the Dread Knight, hit him, didn't cause no wounds. The one single by himself shot at him, didn't cause any wounds. Then all of the crew together shot their sniper rifles and didn't do jack doodle squat. And then the Skyray is in a can't shoot, can't move maneuver, so unfortunately there it sits to be killed this turn coming up. So there you go.
Anthony Ryan.
Alright, Guard was giving some more fire support this turn. Basculus took a shot up on top of this building here on the Grey Knights. Took out 2 and a side cannon. That was important.
One of the side cannons. There's 2 side cannons.
Yeah, but I got 1.
Yeah.
It's better than none.
And they made their leadership.
Yes. I have a Master of Ordnance under here still. He threw his shot somewheres. I'm trying to remember.
Thought you shot the parking lot again.
Over here.
That's right.
So we shot these guys over here. I deviated on this side of the shield, so they got their involves. I think I killed 1 or 2.
1.
The Chimera here, the people back, the plasma veterans, they were shooting at survivors of a plane crash right here. They took out 2 of 3, then the turret with the multi-laser took out the last guy, so we got the guys off of this objective. And we have Lehman Russ. I don't know what was going on. I think the guy was drunk because he rolled a 12.
He scattered
Just
way
scattered
off.
the board.
He was aiming here at this tank, and it went way off.
Yeah. I have 2 vendettas left.
Yeah, look, we're freezing them out in there because the dang AC is on like sub-Arctic.
This was actually right here. Yeah, he's a perfect position, rear shot, to take out this guy. I think I got 1 glance. That was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. This one in front actually did better. I got a pin with the 4 result. I took out one of his weapons.
That nose last, yeah.
Yeah. So this is their last bird. It's got 1 hull point left. It's getting down to the wire, so see how it goes.
All right, we're finished at round 4 here for Team Imperial Guard and Grey Knights, and we'll start over here. I had 1 sergeant that was over here that was left, and I decided I was going to move him up on this terrain to shoot and to assault these guys because, well, I was trying to hold them up for a round, but he ended up beating me in assault and got 1 wound on me and killed me. So that didn't really slow him down at all, so that was kind of a failure. Over here, I moved my Chimera up to try to get some side shots on this Chimera here. I did end up glancing it. I had these troops back here. Tried to issue them an order, move. They failed it, so they just moved normally. There's an objective back here. I issued an order to the guys inside to bring it down to the skimmer that was right here. It was unsuccessful. We'll move down here. These guys here were unsuccessful at doing any damage to the broadsides. This Vendetta moved over here. They were unsuccessful at doing any damage to the broadsides. This quad gun here was successful in taking down the Vendetta here. Rolled over, crashed, killed everybody but 1 guy here. He failed his leadership, and now he's here. The Lehman Russ shot a long shot across the board, back over to where the crew were and the skimmer for the tower was. It ended up deviating into the skimmer, the what?
Skyray.
The Skyray, and blew it up, thank God. Thank the Emperor, I'm sorry. And the other quad gun fired to the Vendetta and was unsuccessful as well. These troops right here, they moved up and tried to do some pop shots on the skimmer, and they were unsuccessful on that as well. In fact, one of them ended up killing themselves by getting hot. So that's the end of my Imperial Guard turn. Now we'll toss this over to JKKZ.
Alright, I moved these guys up. They glanced the side of the Basilisk, then failed miserably on their assault. I only needed 5 inches, I got 3. The next set of GK over here shot the rear of the Skyray ship. I think they did 1 glance, and then they assaulted and popped it. The Dread Knight, which you probably can't see because of the building, used his heavy flamer and pretty much took out the bottom floor of Croup. He tried to assault as well and failed miserably. Rolling real bad on these assault rolls. These other guys here, funny enough, we finally used the jump rule, and they jumped from the building, which caused them to lose 1 guy because you don't get an armor save when you make your jump check. What do I got next? Over here, Cortez, still manning this gun. Him and his guys shot the Commissar's Chimera that was underneath the landing pad and took it out. Did a real good job there. The 3 GK right here with their side cannons took out the Chimera's last hull point. And that was it for GK. We're only in small little groups now, but we're doing some decent damage. So start at turn 5 and we'll be back with Imperial Guard and Tal's report for turn 5.
Alright, what we had on our turn here was these crew moved up, shot at them, killed 1 guy. These crew moved forward and then ran forward some more toward the objective. These guys who were blown out of the vehicle skimmied around here, ran and got into the terrain. The Pathfinder shot the 1 guy that was proned out here because he went to ground and killed him. These guys shot somebody.
They shot
the other guy. We came here and the broadsides shot at Kodiaz's squad and killed him dead with his 2 accomplices. Then these fire warriors here shot at a lone dude over there, killing him. The commander jumped down, shot and killed the Dread Knight that was there. And the recruit failed in the previous turn, failed their morale check, ran, and then failed again on the beginning of our turn. Then they fired over here, did not do any wounds. And that was it for my participation. Oh, and a single guy shot over here and did nothing.
Guards try to lend some more support to the Tau. This Basilisk, who's strangely still alive, turned around and shot at the Grey Knights here. I killed 2, it looks like. But there's still 1 left. This is pretty epic. We had a sergeant and 1 veteran trooper left.
That's right.
The sergeant said, "We must get the objective charge! Oh my god, it's fire! Ah!" The soldier died. Through the dangerous terrain. The sergeant's so hardcore, he's right there by the objective now. I have a master of ordnance under here who tried to shoot some enemy guard off an objective, but I really missed badly, so they're still there. I have some veterans who had to bail out their wrecked vehicle. They're trying to get towards the objective here. And my drunk guardsman in here can't hit nothing with his battle cannon. So that did jack. I have a Vendetta hovering right here. He was able to zero in on a Grey Hunter squad of 3.
If you call my guys Grey Hunter again, I'm going to body slam you.
Well, I killed 2 Grey Hunters. No
Grey Knights.
No body slam? I was looking forward to it.
Well, I don't want to break the camera just yet. It'll have to be off camera.
Alright, well 2 Grey
They went to
Knights
ground.
died. 1 survived by going to ground, but now he's pinned. My air cav jumped out. This is veterans. They had plasma guns. They were able to take out enemy guard who were stationed right here. All but 1. The Tau took out the last guy. Thanks, Tau. So we're going to try to hold on to that objective. Alright, that's it.
Alright, we'll be back at the end of our turn 5. Alright, it's the end of our turn 5 for the Grey Knights. This guy basically just got back to get to the objective, and since he kept falling over, I laid him down. Over here, these 2 Grey Knights moved up and stuck their guns through the window and shot the crap out of the sergeant that was trying to hide in there. So we got the objective right now. This guy basically just stood up. These 2 guys moved up and shot 2 guys off of this objective. And sadly, that's all the GK that are left. So, Anthony, you got the rest of the stuff.
Right, move this tank up here to possibly shoot some of the guys off here. Instead, we decided we were going to go ahead and try to get these guys off the objective here. So we done some pop shots over here. We fired the plasma veterans out of here at the crew, caused them to do a leadership. Fired a couple of the guys here and here. Didn't really do a whole lot. Go down a little bit. We're still talking about this squad here. I fired my Lehman Russ that was over here. Over here, took out 5 guys out of that, so that was a real good killer. Out of all that, we were able to get them to not only roll this ship, but they failed it and they're falling back now. My Vendetta right here fired on his commander, his warlord, and I ended up wounding him, and he ended up doing a lookout surge to one of his drones. Over here, the Hydroflax, they fired also at the troops that were on the objective. Did not have a whole lot of luck with that. I think I killed maybe 1. These guys here moved up and fired some shots at some recruit that were over there, and they were very successful at it and actually killed all 3 of them. That is all that IG did this turn. See how it goes. Now we're going into round 6.
Okay, on this, the
6th round.
6th round, the recruit moved up here and shot and killed 1 guy there. These crew moved and then ran and got on the objective. These guys here tried to marker light the Vendetta, but didn't work. So the broadside team took out the vehicle. No, the Vendetta took out the vehicle. Then the broadsides killed their warlord.
The Command Chimera.
The Command Chimera. So we got Slay the Warlord off of that. These Fire Warriors shot somebody. shot this guy, killed the second Grey Knight there. The commander jumped here and then shot the two guys here with plasma rapid fire. They failed their cover saves and they died. And then the fire warrior that was up here came down and then ran here. And then the commander in his assault move made the jump over here. His warlord trait gives him 3d6 when he makes his second move. So he moved, jumped on the objective, and now he awaits this lone Grey Knight to come and try and take the objective away.
Right there, on.
Well, we have this Basilisk who is still strangely still alive back here. The two Grey Knights that used to be here, I tried to hit them with my cannon, direct fire. Missed. Master of Ordnance is still hiding under here. He's tried to hit the guard on the corner objective, but he's scattered and didn't hit any of them.
With a reroll.
Right. The guy who's gutting the battle cannon here is still drunk. Well, actually, I think he killed one. One guy on that objective over there. I had a group of veterans here that were running, they were falling back, but they regrouped, and I regrouped them onto the objective. And I had these veterans who were here, and they're starting to run up in between these two objectives. To hopefully hold them down, I have a Vendetta back there in hover mode. He shot at the command chimera that used to be here. It blew up awfully. I killed 2 guys or 3 guys inside. Then the Tau said, ooh, lunch, killed him. So we got the warlord. So, decent turn.
Alright, we'll be back at the end of our turn 6 and see what's going on.
Alright, so we're to finish up with the IG and Imperial Guards turn 6, and what I did here was I moved these guys up so I could get a couple pot shots on the few guys that were right here. Ended up killing 2 of them. He passed his leadership save, so he was able to stay on the objective this round. Let's move down some. Ended up moving my Lehman Russ up right here so I could possibly get a shot to get some of these IG guys off of possibly going to either or objective. Scattered way off, didn't kill any of them. Ended up moving both Hydras up so I could take some shots on the Tau Warlord that was back there.
Killed his drone.
Killed his drone. That's right. Actually, I didn't kill the drone with him. I killed him with a Vendetta, which the Vendetta, still being in hover mode, moved up, fired 2 shots at him, and he ended up saving one, and the drone got killed by the other. You can't really see him that well, but there's a couple of Imperial Guard right here shooting through the window, and he passed his saves on that as well. So pretty much everything I fired at him, his commander saved on. And that was it for the Imperial Guard turn. Grey Knights, what'd you do?
Alright, for the Grey Knights, there's really not that much to talk about. This one guy stayed tight on his objective. I had another guy here, which we realized after the game ended was a mistake. Charged his guy just for fun to see if I could take him off the objective. I should have just stayed there and had line breaker, but we were just playing around having fun. And lastly, my other last guy, I only had 3 bodies on the board left. He ran up, but he moved up and contested their objective. And that was the end of the round for us.
Y'all, we finished up at round 6, and Imperial Guard and the Grey Knights pulled it out just barely. I'm talking about, what was it, 2-point difference?
2-point difference.
6-4 again?
It was 4-2.
4-2 again. Okay, just like we had the other night against me and Carl. So I'm telling you, close game. We definitely didn't think we were going to pull this one off, or at least I didn't. Maybe Justin did.
I had the faith.
So it was a good game. Some good rolls, some bad rolls, some good moves, bad moves, but overall it was fun. It's $18.50 for each person on each side. This is close to an apocalypse game. I think, how many hours did this start? I think we started at 3, it's 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, about 6 hours.
Yeah, about 6 hours, but we took our time. It was fun. Definitely good for everybody to get out and try this every now and then to kind of get that competitiveness out. More fun play. The mission we did earlier that we forgot, it was, did I forget it again?
We were, no, we said. It was basically roll dice and tie, one objective in ours, one in theirs, and then the other one was the 3 objectives in the center. you know, and basically that's how it ended up. They were able to secure their objective in the back. We were not able to secure ours with a troop or a scoring unit. So they won the primary. Then on the secondary we tied. And then on the tertiaries we were able to get first blood and slay the warlord. Nobody got line breaker. So that's what happens when you get greedy and forget the mission. That's what happened. So then what happened, so that's it, man. But it was a good game. You know, again, I got to go back to the broadsides for winner chicken dinner.
Kind of like I said.
And I don't think the Skyrays are pulling their weight until you get rear armor shots.
It's been 2 games now. I've played against you with them, and I'm not impressed with them.
Yeah, if I've forgotten outflanked the crew on the different side. I should have put them on an objective over there. Would have probably changed into the game, but I think we did good. Anthony Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a knockout, drag-out fight.
Yeah, Sky Shield landed pad for the win. That's all I got to say.
I've seen that where they don't allow them in major events, except for well, War Games Con's allowing them.
Cheese.
But anyway, thank y'all for viewing. Don't forget to subscribe to South Mississippi Gamers and the 19th Legion on YouTube, and look for us on our Blogspot and on Facebook. This is Hinkle from South Mississippi Gamers, Carl from the 19th Legion, and Anthony Ryan and Justin from South Mississippi Gamers signing off.